So I saw that doctor in 2018, though, just to back up. Armor Thyroid, and I'm not going to say anything bad about it. I think that it was just probably a mistake on the compounding pharmacy's part because I take things as directed. I'm not the kind of person who thinks more is better. So, hey, if I'm prescribed this amount, I'm going to take double the amount. That's not me. I'd never do that. I always take things as prescribed. But it led to a thyroid storm, led to a virus becoming active in my body and attacking my liver. It was a crazy, horrible time. Thank God my liver did not have permanent damage. But when I got through all of that, I still had Hashimoto's. And I realized, again, the limitations of conventional medicine because after I was discharged from the hospital, I followed up with a primary care practice nearby. This was in South Florida. And let me tell you, I felt like, it was this huge, I walked in, it's this huge waiting room. Huge. Felt like a cattle call. So impersonal. Just so, I don't know what the word is. Just impersonal is probably the right word. It did not feel like a private practice. It just felt like in and out, bring them in and out, that kind of a thing. And so I will say, though, that they ran the full thyroid panel on me. And my antibodies at that time were in the 800s. Okay, they're supposed to be 0 or very low. You want them to be low enough that you're not having symptoms. 0 is ideal. This doctor looks at me and tells me that antibodies in the 800s was no cause for concern. We'll keep an eye on them, whatever that meant. So I knew, again, I had to find the right practitioner to help me. So eventually I found Dr. Amy Horniman, just to make a long story short. Along the way, I had gone to another practice. They got me, they kind of got me from where I was to closer to where I wanted to be. And then when I found Dr. Amy, I saw her interviewed by Dr. Weston Childs, like back in 2021, I want to say, like fall of 2021. I was like, oh my God, I have to follow her. I have to listen to her podcast because not only was she intelligent and knowledgeable and obviously knew what she was doing, she had a pain to purpose story. She also was a Hashimoto's patient who went through the conventional system too and had her own frustrations until she found the functional medicine thyroid specialist who became her mentor, not only helped her get optimized, but inspired her to change careers and to start her own practice and helping other thyroid patients. So that finally got me over the finish line. And now I maintain with NP thyroid and liothyronine, which is T3 basically. So NP thyroid comes from cows and it's a combination. It's like 80% T4, maybe 20% T3. Then liothyronine is made in a lab, but it is pretty identical. It's pretty bioidentical. I tolerate it well. And I know that there are, some patients don't tolerate it as well. And there's things that you can do for that. And actually, probably about 2 years ago, it cut my dosage in half because I got enough function back that I don't need as much. So I'm still on it though, right? And I take that every day on an empty stomach. You keep your stomach empty for an hour because what happens is if you don't have an empty stomach, T3 will bind to other things. So like, let's say you drink coffee and you take it, it's going to bind to that. Or if you eat, it's going to bind to the food that you're eating. Or if you take it with other supplements, it's going to bind with other supplements. So I got into a routine pretty easily. And I think once you start feeling great, you want to keep feeling great. Oh, yes. And by the way, once I got optimized, the weight came off. I learned that I should no longer be a cardio queen. I have not been a cardio queen since like 2020. Lifting weights. I lift weights at the gym every other day. Every time I go, I add more weight, I add more reps and make it harder, as hard as I can. And in between, I do Pilates and yoga and I walk my dog several times a day. And so, I get exercise that way, get out in the sun. That was another thing too, avoid the sun, put all the sunscreen on that's got chemicals in it, because that's going to protect you from skin cancer. And now they're finding that the sunscreen is causing skin cancer. Now, obviously you have to be careful depending on where you fall on that Fitzpatrick scale, but really 30 minutes of daylight a day is great for everybody. So I do that, and it's easy when you have a dog. Go adopt a dog from the shelter, please. The shelters, they're overrun with these poor sweet dogs that need homes. So go adopt a dog from the shelter. It'll get you outside walking several times a day. So that's what I do. And I feel great, and that's how I am maintaining